one of the things that's so important to do is creating a space in your home that your child is totally safe being in, to explore all the toys that are in it without getting into trouble, right? So
they can be there without parent supervision,
and it's totally safe. So if you have some kind of like bookcase, maybe it's attached to the wall. So if they try and climb it, it's not going to fall down on them. And they have toys and all the stuff that they might want to play and explore with in there. Gates so they can't get out safely, or so they can't get out to be in an unsafe area of the home. This is like one of the fundamental principles of respectful parenting. We call it like a yes space. And you can start that from birth.
And the idea is that for all people, and kids especially, because they're so young and they don't have a lot of control in their lives, every single time you tell them no, it's like a dig, right? No one wants to hear like no, no, no throughout the day. So if you can set them up, oops, I just knocked the chair. If you can set them up to avoid saying no as much as possible, it's going to make everyone's day easier.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yes, that's a good one right there. Yeah.
And that's that success for sure.
Yes.
And but what does the safe or the yes space do for setting up for success? How do those intertwine?
So it intertwines by now you have a place where you probably spend a lot of time in that space with your child through the day because your child wants to interact with you. But you're setting up for success because they're not going to go try and grab at an outlet or stick a crayon in an outlet or do something unsafe.
Basically, there's nothing,
all that's locked up.
Yes. Yeah. There's nothing they can do in that room that will annoy you.
Right.
There's nothing in there that could upset you.
Yeah. And if there is something, then you need to change the space. So if they're throwing hard toys at a wall and you're afraid that it's going to dent the wall or scuff the paint, you take heavy toys out of there and maybe you actually put them up somewhere where they can't access them for a while until they're beyond the throwing phase, but you give them a lot of opportunities to still throw soft toys or whatever it might be. Maybe you could take the heavy stuff outside if it's stuff that's not going to break if it gets thrown.
Yes. And when you do that, I would pay very close attention to the delivery. It should never be like a punishment. You can't handle these hard toys, therefore I am taking them away. Sounds like a punishment. You're doing the same action by saying, oh, it looks like you can't play with these safely right now. I'm going to go put them away. Mm-hmm. And if the child gets upset, you can empathize like, oh, I see you're really upset. You really want to play with those toys. We'll try again later. Mm-hmm. So it's really in the delivery. So setting them up for success, is basically putting them in situations that they are ready for. Not trying to take a 2-year-old to a movie theater if you know that they have a hard time sitting still mm-hmm. and not making noise. Right? That would be setting them up for not like setting them up for failure.
Yeah, it can even be like you made a play date with somebody at 2:00 and your child didn't get a nap that day, and you know that it's going to be really hard to go to that play date, and it's probably going to be a struggle for both of you. Your kid's going to be overtired, and maybe you guys all had a really hard day. You can keep like canceling it, doing what's in the best interest of your child. If do we really need to do this thing that I know is not going to go well for my child? Because I think we oftentimes get ourselves into things and think, oh gosh, this is going to be so hard. And sometimes we have to do those things, but there are instances that we feel like we need to, but we are not taking, we want our child to go to the play date because they're going to have fun. But if you know that they're not going to have fun, or you really suspect that it's going to create more struggle, you're setting them up for failure if you force them to do it.